Welcome to Marketing Monday. I'm Paula Williams.
And I'm John Williams.
And we are ABCI. And ABCI's mission is...
help you folks out there sell more products and services in the aviation world.
Absolutely. So this week we're talking about prospecting. And actually all this month we've been talking about prospecting, right?
Yes.
We send out a calendar each month, or actually each year, to our clients and people in our insiders group. And on that calendar, we have all of the important dates in the aviation marketing year, as far as trade shows and other kinds of things, people's birthdays and so on. But another thing that we do have on that calendar is a specific emphasis every month on a different sales or marketing activity, right?
Yes, yes.
And we always start, at least for the past several years, we've started January with prospecting.
Yes, we have.
Because it's always a good idea to continue coming back to prospecting as a really important activity. Usually after the end of the year, you've kind of closed out some of your business for the year. You have closed out a lot of your reporting and other kinds of things, and you're looking to start fresh with some things, right?
Yes.
Okay. So prospecting has been our focus all month, and we've been doing this ourselves, and we've also been talking with each of our clients in our office hours about prospecting. What the heck is prospecting?
You know, gold digging.
What the heck is prospecting? Now, if you grew up in San Francisco, prospecting is like, the gold rush, the 49ers, and, all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, if you grew up anywhere in the United States, you probably think of prospecting as mining or looking for gold or...
Unless it's placer, in which case you're not really gold digging, you're just gold collecting.
Exactly. There you go. But if you grew up in Utah, like I did, you think of prospecting, you think of Prospector Square in Park City, Utah, right? Mm-hmm. And Prospector everything. There's a Prospector restaurant, Prospector, every other street's named Prospector something or other. It's an old mining town that is also a ski resort that we love. These are pictures from actually this time last year. We were spending a week skiing in Park City in this particular hotel, which was great. We were able to kind of ski in, ski out, and we got really spoiled.
Yes, I mean, you walk out of the thing to the little gate and you ski down to the lift. Mm-hmm. And when you're done for the day, you ski into the little gate and walk back to your room. Exactly.
And you can see this, kind of looks like an old mine shaft. This is actually a ski lift, or the beginnings of a ski lift. This is us. A lot of the lifts and things are named after different mining concepts like detonator. Mm-hmm. They have these little detonator dudes in the gift shop and things like that. So this is a freebie for the month in addition to what we're talking about. If you can tie your company or your branding in some way in with your history, the history of your company, the history of your location, something like that. I think Park City's done a really nice job of differentiating themselves mm-hmm. from the other ski resorts, of which there are many in this area, right?
Yeah, another 4 or 5 within a half hour.
Absolutely. So, people think of Park City and they think, oh yeah, that's the one with the Prospector lift and the detonator lift and, all of those kinds of things. All right. But that is not what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So what is prospecting? Prospecting is the first step in the sales process, which consists of identifying potential customers, aka prospects, right?
Exactly.
The goal of prospecting is to develop a database or a CRM of likely customers and then systematically communicate with them in hopes of converting them from potential customer to actual or current customer, right?
You're not going to actually develop a CRM. You will instantiate data into it.
Right, exactly. You're going to add these customers you're developing a list, really,
right.
Of likely customers.
I'm just saying that you said develop a CRM. Right?
Exactly, and we could get all nerdy here and talk about list segmentation and
no.
all that stuff, but we're not going to. We're just going to talk about prospecting, just adding likely customers to that list. The bigger the list, the better, as far as today's exercise is concerned, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so why is this important?
Got to sell to somebody.
Right. Brian Tracy, he has written several excellent books on sales. and done a whole bunch of different training programs and things like that. Keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Always have more people to see than you have time to see them. And what a lot of people do is they will get busy with customers and they will not prospect, right?
Yes.
And then one of those customers goes away and they're in trouble and they call us and say, we've got nothing in our pipeline and we really need to make some sales really quickly. And that is not a situation that you want to find yourself in.
Because sales don't come quickly.
Especially in this industry.
Especially in aviation.
Absolutely. All right. We've talked about this image before. Amateur prospectors or amateur salespeople have one fishing pole, a rod and a reel where they're holding the one line in the water at any given time and waiting for something to bite. Professional salespeople or professional prospectors have many lines in the water at different depths with different baits. They're continuously experimenting with their prospecting methods to find out what works best and so on, right?
Yep. A backlog's a very good thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is the worksheet we're using with each of our customers in our office hours and things like that to go through. We just finished last year. You're doing your taxes. You know where all your income came from, right?
And going.
And you probably have some nice reports from your CRM from the end of the year, and you can figure out how people found you, right?
Of course. If you've been documenting
right
your CRM as you should have been.
Exactly. And that's one thing that we tell people to do when they work with us is, put a little sheet by the phone. This is the low-tech way of doing it, and it's also one of the best ways of doing it. Put a little blank sheet of paper by the phone that says, how did you find us? With different squares like this, and have people put hashtags or hash marks as, people call in and said, I saw your ad, or I found you on the web, or I got your postcard, whatever it is, right. Whatever way they found you. Some people won't remember, and that's fine too. It's just a friendly question. You don't have to insist on an answer. But
some may not remember.
And some may not remember.
Because they may have looked at your website, may have gotten an email, maybe a postcard, and I don't know which one it was that finally kicked off the brain to go do it.
Yeah, and you can put down more than one hash mark. We'll talk about that in a minute, how sometimes these things become complex. But everyone that they can remember, go ahead and put I saw you at a speaking event, I saw you at NBAA, we had coffee at this restaurant, I've connected with you on LinkedIn, I saw your email, okay, well that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hash marks for one customer.
Yep.
And that can happen, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if you're keeping track of this, and you should be keeping track with that low-tech way, with that sheet next to the phone, the high-tech way is in your CRM. You should have tags in your CRM. Or, if your CRM is one of the newer ones that has some connectivity to your website and your social media and other kinds of things, it will automatically tag some people as having been flagged, that way, that they've interacted with you in one of those ways.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. The big brother thing, right? In a good way.
Like it or not.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to show you our results because we can share them because they're ours, right?
Right.
Okay. So these are the folks that contacted us in 2017. Of course, the biggest category there is website and SEO. And we counted that as anybody who said, I found you on the web, or I found you on Google, or I typed blah, 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 blah into a search engine, any of those things. So it actually includes quite a bit. We could break that down and get all nerdy about it, and we will, but not today, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. So that's that first big, tall graph item. Second one is postcards and newsletters. So, obviously that was fairly effective. Next is LinkedIn. Next is Twitter. Next is Facebook. Those are all fairly similar in terms of the number that came in, right?
Yes.
Referrals is next. And, those are a very, it's a smaller number, but those are a higher quality number, right? Because a lot more of those became customers than people that found us on the web.
Actually, with the numbers go down, the quality goes up.
Not always true. So, among LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, I would say, those are various qualities. And I would say, like Twitter, for example, most of those are reporters.
Good point.
And they're valuable, but they're not customer valuable. They're valuable for other reasons, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a good point, though. Quality does not equal quantity. So, there's two things you want to look at. Is you could do this graph twice. How many people contacted us this way? And then the second graph is how many of our customers contacted us this way. Of the people who became customers in 2017, how many of them found us in each of these venues or remembered finding us in each of these venues?
That'd be interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm. And Amazon is the last one, and that we have a couple of books for sale on Amazon. So those are very high quality leads, but not very many of them.
Of course.
Okay, cool. So a couple of things that we observed based on that graph. One is that most were prospected in 3 or more ways before they made contact with us, right? So, they saw the website, and then they got a postcard, and they got an email, and they saw us at a show, and number of different things happened.
Yes.
Okay.
3 or 4 times.
Right. And when we do have information, we find that SEO was the earliest known contact. So, those dates have tags on them in our CRM, and we can see, which one happened first or which one do we think happened first. Mm-hmm. And from the best information that we have is that SEO or the website is usually the way people find us first. Postcard or newsletter is usually the last known contact before scheduling a consultation, which is the next step in our process, right?
Actually, what you just said applies to the majority of our clients as well.
Exactly. And I'm sharing our data because we can, because we own it and we can share it. But, we found this to be pretty consistent across the board with our customers that share this information with us and that we do consultations for. Mm-hmm. In fact, it's almost always true that SEO is the earliest known contact. The latest known contact, if they have some kind of printed media, that is usually the last known.
That'll be the one.
Right. So there's variations on this, but it's pretty weirdly consistent, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So to kind of break this down, this is our sales process for last year. We have each of those things that had bars in our graph: SEO, website, postcard or newsletter, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. Okay. All of those things go into usually a single point of a call to action. And we do have some variation of this, like in some cases people will download a tip sheet or something like that. But that's an intermediate step. The next big step is schedule a consultation. And a lot of folks will tell you that anything that you sell that is valued at over $1,000, $5,000, somewhere in that range, you're going to have some personal contact with that customer, right? It's not going to be a vending machine purchase, right? Or in a completely online purchase. It's going to be something that you have to actually have human interaction, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So schedule a consultation is the next big step in our process, and then at some point after that, we make a sale. And I don't want to make this too simple, because
other stuff happens.
Other stuff happens in that process. So some people we consult with, we say, you're not ready for us, you need to do this and this first. Some people consult with us, they say, we're not ready for you, we need to do this and this first. So a lot of things happen in the meantime, and that's why we call it long cycle marketing, right?
That's right. And we're not talking marketing here, we're talking sales.
We're talking sales, exactly. Okay, so that was our sales process last year, and that's what we did all of our measuring on, right? Mm-hmm. So what are we going to change this year, given what we know now?
All right, Doc, what are we going to change?
Let me show you. All right, so we're going to keep all of those prospecting methods that we talked about before, right? Mm-hmm. Because they all did deliver some results for what we spent on.
Because they work.
Yeah, they work. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Okay. But what we are going to do is place some emphasis on different things. SEO and website was our number one for last year. We're going to invest more in SEO and the website this year. And that also includes our podcasts and other things because they do lead back to our website. Mm-hmm. Okay? Second thing, postcards and newsletters. We are sending out a postcard every month to everybody on our list, or at least the most qualified people on our list. So if you are getting a postcard from us every month, you know that you're one of our most qualified people, right?
Exactly.
And if you're not getting a postcard from us every month, then I will tell you the trick is to interact with our website more, and your lead score will pop up a little bit, and then you'll start getting postcards from us, right?
Exactly.
And that's, of course, in the United States. Outside of the United States, we found that postal mail as a prospecting activity is not the best thing to do because it's more expensive and less effective.
Yes.
We've sent things to...
And we have actually visited post offices in India and Pakistan.
Yeah, exactly.
Understand why.
Exactly. And we've gotten mail back from Singapore that looks like it's been stomped on by elephants and put through the ringer. And, it's like 8 months later when we get it back. So
right.
Postal mail in the United States works great. Outside of the United States, in our experience,
not so much.
Not so much. And, different countries have different, Canada's probably great, those kinds of things, just expensive. So, added, connect on LinkedIn. So if someone has visited our website multiple times, I have some software that will tell me...
tell me it isn't so.
That someone from this company has visited your website. Yeah. It is likely that it's this person, because these are the people that you're connected to on LinkedIn. Or it's very likely that I can find out from LinkedIn who is in a situation where they would be most likely to be interested in that information. So right. A sales director, a marketing director, a CEO, of a small company, those kinds of things.
What she's talking about is not for the faint at heart.
Right. And this is all, in our digital marketing process. So if you're doing digital marketing with us, we've explained all this to you in nauseating detail.
That's right.
And if you're not in our digital marketing process, or you're not, if we're not assisting you with that,
and you want to, is give us a call.
Exactly. So that's pretty easy to do. But next thing is we send monthly postcards. So we've committed to doing that through 2017 to our most qualified prospects. So the people that have that are the most likely to do business with us because they're opening our emails, they're on our website a lot, they are connected with us on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. All of those things are things that add to.
You said 2017. What you meant was this year.
2018. Geez, I'm behind the times. Right. So, and again, all of our calls to action kind of lead to a master call to action, which is schedule a consultation. So, we'll still have tip sheets and other things that we have been doing that have been working,
yes,
leading to that. So once again, this is a simplification. Other stuff happens, right, in the process. And also, we're reading Blue Ocean Shift. So we're going to be adding some other methods as we go through that book and figure out, here are some things that we also want to add some additional emphasis to. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 methods that we're focusing on right now. We're going to look for new ones to experiment with this year, because we always like to add 2 every year. Last year it was podcasting and Facebook Live and podcasting, exactly. Those 2 things. And now we're actually doing Facebook Live in a different way using different software. So right. We're reporting on those results as we see them as well. What I'd suggest that you do is make a copy of that spreadsheet, which you can download from our website. We'll have links to that on this article or this episode. And, you can go through that with your records from last year and say, where did our contacts come from and where did our sales come from? Most interestingly, right? And what do we want to do with that information? What do we want to share more of, and so on. Also on our website, we have a link where you can schedule a consultation with us. So if you'd like us to go through this worksheet with you, we'd be happy to do that. Just click on that link and schedule a time, 30 minutes that's convenient for you. Download the spreadsheet, do the best you can in figuring it out. I understand a lot of people aren't collecting all of the data that they maybe should be, so that can be a resolution for this year, is to start collecting better data.
Exactly.
Right? We have about 7 of those calendars left. So if you
The first 7 people to do this.
Yeah, so if you, fill out that worksheet and schedule a consultation with us, we will send you one of our last remaining brand new shiny calendars for 2018, right?
Exactly.
All right. And, if you're not one of those 7 people, then we'll still give you a consultation, but too bad about the calendar, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
See you later. Yeah.